COVID-19 reminded us that safety has to be the priority of every business. Safety of your employees, safety of your customers, your vendors, and your stakeholders in the community. The second thing is you have to have an emergency plan. At NQBP, we have an emergency plan that is adapted to cyclone responses. We initiated our emergency plan and we adapted that plan. So the third thing is that you need to be realistic that some of your emergency plan may not be ready to the crisis you're facing. And for COVID-19, we had to have contact with the Queensland Health and adapt that plan constantly and be comfortable with the ambiguity about putting control measures that one day were valid and then the following week were not. The fourth thing is that once you've put the control measures in place and you have your emergency plan in place, you need to make sure that all the employees adapt to the new ways of working. Some people are optimistic and enthusiastic about doing things differently, but others are concerned about finding new ways and they're not confident about themselves, and they need to be supported so that the entire business continues to operate. NQBP facilitate trade for 27,000 people, and for 27,000 people it's very important that the port remains open. It's very important that the business community stays together. NQBP has a lot of tenants, a lot of suppliers, customers, and community stakeholders that we support in the organisation, and we need to remain in contact with them. We supported our customers and our vendors, making sure that their COVID-19 plan aligned with our COVID-19 plans. And we also said to community organisations that we typically sponsor with various funding and a lot of those events being cancelled, that we would be with them in the future when those events are restarted. So before COVID-19, our pilot, the 18 pilot we have at NQBP, received training through a simulator that is based in Brisbane. So with the COVID-19 and the inability to travel, we had to find a way to continue to give them those competencies. And we did that by investing in a computer system within NQBP in Mackay, connected to the Brisbane Simulation Centre. The first one was Craig Williamson, our mayor. He's the chair of the Local Disaster Management Group. And while we went into all the ambiguity about what do we do, who is supposed to do what, getting the information from the Queensland Health and the Commonwealth departments, he showed great leadership and calm to actually help us go through the crisis. The second one was Ian McFarlane, who's the CEO of the Queensland Resource Council. He invited a lot of organisations, including NQBP, so we stayed aware of what was happening in regional Queensland when all the mines tried to continue to operate, and they've been very successful. So we learned a lot from them, and they also learned from us that they could be confident that the port was going to continue to operate for their business. The third one was Jason Britton, our regional harbour master. He very quickly became aware that a lot of crews are no longer being able to disembark from the vessels. So the vessels continue to travel the ocean, but these crews can't fly to go home because a lot of borders have been closed and a lot of airlines have stopped operating. So he initiated a big funding collection, and NQBP contributed to give funds. A lot of our tenants contributed to funds to support the crews who unfortunately are stranded on board and can no longer see their families. Manage the ambiguity. Tomorrow is going to be better than today, as long as you can manage the ambiguity that you're going to face and support your staff and your stakeholders.
Great.
We need to realise that many of us have actually been able to survive through the COVID-19 crisis, but this is not the case of everyone. And whilst many of our employees are still employed by us, they actually suffer in their family, with their friends and their neighbours. So whilst for some people and some businesses it's actually been okay, with others very close to your business it's actually been extremely destructive. And we need to show constantly that things have been good, but at the same time for many others it's been the worst time they probably will ever face.